Dean Rogers here for the DC Black Film Festival. We're part of the Wait What series, and this is the film that closes out that section. It is A Night at the Table, and here with me is the filmmaker, Tamara Hall. How you doing?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
I am doing fine. In fact, this is one of the films I judge, and it scared the living daylights out of me.
Really?
Thank you so much. So for those who haven't seen it, unlike me, tell us about the film.
Well, it is a film about a mother who is processing the loss of a child, and she's basically a black mother. She's going about her day-to-day Sunday family night dinner, except this particular dinner is unlike any other dinner because we have a couple of people who are basically up to no good at the dinner, and it's a story about revenge, and it's also a very intimate portrait of how a black woman has to hold it all together while she's grieving.
Excellent. So what was the inspiration behind the film?
So it came from two parts. The first part was a CNN article I had read about a mother who was in a court, and she was Muslim, all garbed up, and she just started screaming. And I felt like, her son is being sent off to prison. But come to find out, the guy who was being sent to prison was actually someone who had conspired to basically murder her son. So I felt like, and I was like, why is she so upset? And moral of the story, she felt like you can't do a wrong for a wrong, an eye for an eye. Prison is not going to change anything. It's not going to bring her son back. And so I wanted to really explore that idea of how black women channel pain and how they're able to use things such as religion and these devices to kind of process that pain and still be very positive within it. And then also my grandmother lost a son who's my uncle through street violence. And so I wanted to just explore that positivity that black women are able to channel throughout such a circumstance.
Absolutely. So how does it feel to have your film at the DC Black Film Festival this year?
It feels amazing. I'm very grateful. I am a first-time filmmaker, so
Nice.
I am grateful for any opportunity I receive, but I was especially happy to be here. I have family here, I have friends here, and I feel like, anything with black in it, I feel home, so.
I bet you do. So since you mentioned you're a first-time filmmaker, what is some of the lessons that you learned from your first film that you would take to future films that you make?
So I actually produced two at one time. So I'm a first-time filmmaker times two.
Nice.
I produced a rom-com as well as a thriller, a weekend apart. And
Wait a minute, a weekend apart?
yeah, I know, it's crazy. It's psycho. That's an interview for another day. What I would take from that is make sure that you're around people that you can trust, that you can rely on, and make sure that you are not overextending yourself. For A Night at the Table, I wrote, directed, and started, and Anna was the producer.
Wow.
And so I went through a lot producing that film. I didn't know what I was getting myself into, but I came out stronger. And I will just say, here's the thing, I prepared as much as I could. You can never prepare for everything, but you can put yourself around people who are also prepared to take on those challenges and also prepared to problem solve, and not people who are just there for the heck of it, or just to say, oh, I'm also a producer. You need people that are going to be on the ground running with you and are willing to be in the trenches with you.
Absolutely. So we want to say to the people who are not out here and not going to see your film, we want to say to them to come out to one of the festivals like DC Black Film Festival to see your film.
I mean, I think that spaces like this are very, very unique and very important for filmmakers like myself who don't get, always get a huge opportunity like a Sundance or anything like that. So I think that they should support festivals such as this, if not this year, then the years coming, because without this, we don't really have much of a space to tell our stories. And people are very surprised at the quality of these stories. They're like, wow, I could have never imagined. And it's like, why not? I can create a good story just as much as the next person who may not look like me. And so it's just about believing in us, and also we need your support. I crowdfunded for my films, and I express that same sentiment. Without your support, without your eyes, even if it's just a retweet, even if it's just a share. And I'm grateful to say that I've had people do that for me. Even if they couldn't attend today, they share. I had people buy tickets for other people. So just continue to build that community. We have to get these stories out, and I try to include everyone in what I do, and not try to isolate myself like as this filmmaker. No, I'm doing this for the people. I'm doing this for us, and so we need to get these stories told.
All right, for those who can't see the film here, can we see your film elsewhere?
Well, right now it just started making a festival run, so they can follow me on Instagram. It's Tamara Shanice, where and also AFIF.productions, where they can follow our festival run, and maybe if they can make another festival. If not, then my plan right now is to seek distribution. So whether on one of the streaming networks to possibly get my film up there, and worst case scenario, if I decide not to go the distribution route, they can reach out to me. I'll figure out a way. If they want to support, I mean, I made this for people to see it, so I can make it happen.
Well, thank you very much, Tamara, and wish you all the best.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. And we'll have more from DC Black Film Festival. And remember, if you want to see some of the films or get more information about DC Black Film Festival, go to dcbff.org.